In this video, I'm gonna show how to use binwalk to do some basic file carving and see the additional file signatures which can be in a single file. I'm using a firmware file. And firmware analysis usually is the process of recovering, extracting, and analyzing the contents of a firmware. Firmware is a single file, is a file that's running, that have all the file for running a device packed in a single file. binwalk is an open source tool to reverse engineering and extracting firmware images, which is written in Python. Now I'm gonna show how binwalk comes into play in digital forensics and how we can see the extraction of a file and you know the files which might be hidden in a single file and in some firmwares or some other files. First, I'm gonna use my command on my terminal to enter some commands to extract this file. I need to log in as super user to get root privileges, and first I'm gonna go to the exact location of my file, which is my desktop. If I use the file command here, I can see the actual data type, the file type, and the dimensions of the files, the metadata of the file here. Sorry, I wrote it there we go. As you see, this is a gzip compressed data. There are dimensions and metadata information of the file. I'm using binwalk firmware. This is the file signatures of my file, and the decimal and hexadecimal values are here. Now I want to extract this file, so I'm gonna use binwalk program to extract this file. To see how to do that, I do some Googles and search on Google. Extract files binwalk. I'm gonna see a GitHub repository to do the actual commands for extracting my files using binwalk. And there you go. These are the commands. Yeah, this is extract. Extract files using -D identified during a signature scan. Multiple DD options may be specified. -D command is followed by this order, the file type, and the file extension contained in the file signature description. And this is optional, CMD, which is an optional command to execute after the data has been saved to disk. So I follow this -D. It says lowercase in a string contained in the signature description. We can see signature description here. As you see, signature description XZ, which is XZ. And the second is the file extension to use when saving the data disk. I'm gonna use XZ extension, and I also use CMD as an optional command to execute after the data has been saved to a disk. I'm gonna unzip. Choose unzip. And I'm gonna say which file I want to extract. I'm gonna give the exact name of my file here, and I hit enter. There we go. I have extracted my files. After we run that command, we can get this file, that is the extraction of our file. And these files correspond to these hexadecimal offsets, but we don't have to rely on binwalk extractions, and we can use DD command and get data split and save it and copy it in another location. What I'm gonna do, I use DD command and we pass this file, which its name is here. I can copy and paste it. Here. and the dd command is followed by output of my file. We get output of, for example, part 1 with PNG extension. We can choose a block size. As you know, with dd we can specify how big a chunk of data and how many chunks you want to copy and how many chunks we are gonna skip. So we have all these options in dd command. Now my block size is 1, and I'm gonna count. I'm gonna count the first offset of my file, which is here. And I'm gonna skip 0 of them, and I hit enter. So we pass the input of the file and we get the output of here. We're trying to get these blocks of size 1 byte and skip 0 of them. So I hit enter. As you see, I could copy this file here. I do it one more time with dd command. I'm gonna pass the input of my file, which is here, and I rename the output to part 2. So I have part 2 of my extracted file. I want to copy it. The second part of my file, my block size is 1. I want it in 1 block. And I'm gonna do some math here. So I skip these block size, these offsets, which is 1, 2, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4. And for copying the second part, I need to do some math. I'm using my calculator. So the second offset of my file is 1330858 minus the first offset is 1256124 equals to this number. So I'm gonna write this number 14734, and I skip the first part, which I already copied here. So I hit enter. There you go. This is the second file with the PNG extension. You can keep doing with other files in this folder. This is a basic file carving using binwalk.